Okay, so we will now begin the Science Summit 2025 Shinshu University session. We sincerely appreciate you taking the time to join us in person and online today. My name is Daisuke Mizusawa, today's host, so thank you very much for coming. This event is being held alongside the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, and from Japan, 8 universities and research institutions will present 6 sections. So Shinshu University will now begin the first session from Japan. Under the theme, Saving the Earth Through Science and Technology, we will introduce the innovative Aqua Regeneration technology developed at Shinshu University. So to open this session, we will now hear opening remarks from President Soichiro Nakamura of Shinshu University. Please welcome President Nakamura. The floor is yours.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Soichiro Nakamura, President of Shinshu University. It is a great honor and also deep responsibility to welcome you to this special session of the Science Summit 2025, held with the 80th United Nations General Assembly. To join this important anniversary of the United Nations, here at the Aqua Regeneration Central Hub, named Arch, is both a privilege and a duty. This session is presented under the topic Saving the Earth Through Science and Technology, a case study of innovative technology at Shinshu University. We focus today on 2 areas of science that are central to a sustainable future. The first is advanced material research for water resource development, supporting clean and safe water for communities worldwide. The second is green hydrogen production by artificial photosynthesis using sunlight to create hydrogen directly from water. These 2 areas represent science at the frontier. They have the power to change the future of energy and the environment. To meet these global challenges, Shinshu University founded the Institute for Aqua Regeneration in 2024. Research at the Institute include high-performance reverse osmosis membrane called Shindai Maku. Hereby, Shindai means Shinshu University and Maku means membrane. This institute also includes new water circulation systems using innovative crystal materials known as Shindai crystal. Our teams are also developing carbon-neutral technologies, making hydrogen from water with sunlight, then combining it with carbon to form organic compounds. All of these efforts aim to create clean energy and solutions that are environmentally friendly and globally relevant. This session brings together leading science and global partners. Professor Katsuya Teshima and Professor Kazunari Domen, pioneers in material informatics and artificial photosynthesis, will present their groundbreaking research. From Tanzania, Dr. Adam Omar Karia, Rector and CEO of the Water Institute, will share his perspective from the front line of Africa's water challenges. His message reminds us that our mission must be shared across continent. Let this meeting be more than an academic discussion. Let it be a call to action. Let us connect science and society. Let us build bridge across nation and disciplines. Let us move forward with innovation guided by responsibility and inclusivity. Together, we can create a future that is sustainable, fair, and full of hope for generations to come. On behalf of Shinshu University, I give my sincere thanks to all participants from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Nakamura. So next, we will move on to keynote speeches. We are changing some arrangements, so please bear with us. The first speaker is Distinguished Professor Katsuya Teshima, Director of Institute for Aqua Regeneration at Shinshu University, as a leading expert in material science for water resource development. He holds a PhD in engineering from Nagoya University. He has served as a special advisor to the President and the Dean of Transdisciplinary Sciences, as well as a director of the Institute for Aqua Regeneration. Please welcome Professor Teshima.
Thank you very much for coming to our Science Summit. My name is Teshima, Institute for Aqua Regeneration at Shinshu University, Japan. So my title is here, Toward an Earth Positive Future, Aqua Regeneration for All. Now, watch a short introductory video of ARG.
水の惑星地球、その水のほとんどは海水で、私たちが使える飲み水はほんのわずかです。世界では約20億人もの人々が安全な水にアクセスできていません。世界人口の増加や経済活動の拡大により、水の需要が急速に増えています。私たちは多くの安全な水を必要としています。さらに CO2 など温室効果ガスの大量排出による気候変動によって洪水や干ばつが増え、水が安全に使えていた地域でも断水や水不足が起きています。このような状況を改善するために私たちは何ができるでしょうか。水から始める。信州大学では材料科学を基盤に水の循環利用や水由来グリーン水素エネルギーといったアクアリジェネレーション分野の研究に取り組んでいます。地球環境再生におけるさまざまな課題に向き合い、水問題が深刻化している国や地域で社会実証をしています。信州大学の技術がアクアリジェネレーションを実現しつつあります。自ら始める。三子水明の地である信州から水の惑星地球の再生、アクアリジェネレーションに貢献していきます。触って見て感じるだけじゃない。アクアリジェネレーションの実現を達成するためには研究者の技術だけでなく、より多くの人の協力が必要不可欠です。さあ、私たちと一緒にあなたもアクアリジェネレーションの取り組みに参加してみませんか。
So the key concept promoted by Shinshu University is Earth Positive. So do you remember these keywords? Recently, numerous water-related issues are emerging. This slide shows one example, but there are still many people around the world who lack access to safe water, safe and secure water. So we must urgently provide appropriate solutions. As many of you know, the Sustainable Development Goals were established in 2015. These are international goals set for achievement by 2030. And Japan is actively working towards them. Shinshu University focuses on water-related issues as part of Goal 6 of the SDGs. This goal specifically aims to ensure access to safe water and sanitation for all people around the world. It outlines concrete and actionable targets. This is the latest SDG dashboard for financial year 2025. Unfortunately, there is no green shown in any areas. Goal 6 is also labeled as significant challenges. This is Japan's summary for financial year 2025 this year. The country's SDGs achievement ranking has dropped by 1 place to 19th. There have been slightly progress in water-related goals. However, significant challenges still remain in this slide. Have you heard the term planetary boundary? It's a keyword that's been frequently mentioned recently. This is the latest update on planetary boundaries published in 2023. Already 6 out of the 9 boundaries have been crossed, placing us in an extremely critical situation. Let's take a look at the changes from 2009 to 2023. Compared to 2009, this is 29, it's clear the situation has worsened year by year. In fact, these boundaries are closely linked to water. Water is a critically important element in relation to the planetary boundary, like these pictures. Therefore, our ARG team used the slogan, start with water. That is, from water, from myself. This slide shows the objective and activities of the Institute for Aqua Regeneration, ARG. At the Institute for Aqua Regeneration, our vision is to clear to build a system where water and energy circulate infinity, produced and consumed locally. Our goal is a carbon neutral society, one where economic growth and sustainability goes hand in hand. Through advanced research and real-world implementation, we are turning this philosophy into action. Action is very, very important things. From here, I'll introduce the water purification crystalline materials. Firstly, heavy metal ion exchange materials. In our laboratory, we have developed sodium titanate crystals that selectively adsorbed heavy metal ions. The use of these crystals have made it possible to easily remove harmful heavy metal ions dissolved in water. Now we have succeeded in mass producing these crystals and even commercialize them. This figure shows the water purification performances of Shindai crystals NTO in ultra-soft and high hard water conditions. Shindai crystals removed only heavy metal ions and therefore exhibit ultra-high performances under high hard conditions like these figures. Portable water purification bottles containing Shindai crystals NTO are available. In addition, ultra-simple water purification packs in the form of tea bags, as shown in this photo, are also available on the market. In addition, products incorporating Shindai crystals NTO continue to expand throughout Japan. For example, they are incorporated into under-sink and spouting water purifier cartridges, which are widely used in people's daily lives. As part of our SDGs activities to eliminate PET bottles, we are developing Aqua Spot like these pictures. This is an initiative to encourage people to drink tap water, which has been installed at about more than 50 locations in Nagano Prefecture, and it's still expanding. Next, I'll introduce a crystalline material that removes fluoride ions. In fact, fluoride ions are a very big problem in the world. Now let me turn to our broader vision, big vision. We are currently advancing water purification project in Tanzania and in Kenya. For example, our demonstration sites are located at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Meru. Fluoride contamination in drinking water is a serious issue in many African countries. For example, in Lemanda village in Tanzania, where the Maasai people live, the fluoride ions concentration levels exceeded 15 ppm. This is more than 10 times the WHO guidelines of 1.5 ppm. Our laboratory has developed layered double hydride crystals, LDH crystals, that efficiently absorb and remove fluoride ions. Their accordion-like structure enable high-performance fluoride ion capture. Chronic exposure to high fluoride level poses severe health risks, especially for children. Here, we see young girls exhibiting bone deformity, likely a result of osteoporosis. These photos show our 2020 visit to Lemanda village in Tanzania, where we conduct a water quality assistant at a local water pumping area. These photos are taken during my visit in January 2023. We observed numerous health issues in children caused by excessive fluoride ions exposure, like these pictures. We installed a water purification plant upstream of the water pumping area in the village of Lemanda 2023. This marks the first water supply in this area. This slide shows the Shindai crystal NTO used in our water purification plant to remove heavy metal ions. There is cadmium, lead, and so on. It can operate for several years, ensuring safe water free from lead, cadmium, and other heavy metal ions. This is a Shindai crystal LDH, layered double hydride, designed to remove fluoride ions. It was used in the feasibility study for water purification plant. This is the Fluorination Research Center under the Ministry of Water Institute, located in Arusha area in Tanzania. After near 2 years of feasibility study, we relocated our water purification system to this institute. Importantly, Shindai crystal performed without any issue over about the 2 years period, and we believe that it will remain effective for several more years. Shindai crystal is expanding its global presence through strategic collaboration with university and research institutions worldwide. We aim to create a world full of smiles through Shindai crystals, like this picture. Finally, I'd like to share a message that held deep meaning for me. It's written in Swahili. Can we? Okay. That means mountains cannot meet mountains, but people can meet people. It's a reminder that while nature may be immovable, but people have the power to come together, to collaborate, and to change the world. Anyway, thanks so much.
Thank you, Professor Teshima, for that valuable, insightful presentation. We have learned about the challenges facing the global water sector, as well as the initiative of the Institute for Aqua Regeneration. I think we can hear more about the collaboration with the water institution in Tanzania. So the next speaker is a Distinguished Honorary Professor Kazunari Domen of the Institute for Aqua Regeneration. Professor Domen will talk about cutting-edge research on green hydrogen production through artificial photosynthesis. We are honored to welcome Professor Domen, who earned his PhD in science from the University of Tokyo and has held an academic position at both Tokyo Institute of Technology and the University of Tokyo. As a leading expert in catalysis and artificial photosynthesis, he was named a Clarivate Citation Laureate in 2024 for his groundbreaking contribution. Please welcome Professor Domen.
Thank you very much for your kind introduction. And the title of my research work is Direct Hydrogen Production by Photocatalysts Using Solar Energy and Water. And the purpose of this research work is to develop particulate photocatalysts that produce hydrogen directly from water using only sunlight, and to build systems for producing clean and green hydrogen. Of course, the motivation is that if we can make a clean hydrogen energy, it can be a carbon-free energy resource and the raw materials for the chemical industry, which can contribute to addressing global warming and energy issues. However, that it is a little bit difficult task from the viewpoint of technology, because we need to rapidly develop highly efficient photocatalysts and hydrogen production systems capable of producing large quantities of low-cost hydrogen, and to implement these systems in society as soon as possible. And then hydrogen production system is, you can imagine immediately that using water and solar energy, the solar cell and the electrolyzer combination. Actually, most of this technology is already practical levels. So if you like, you can produce so green hydrogen by using this technology with a considerably good efficiency, and that is relatively easy. However, the hydrogen produced by this method is that the price of hydrogen is quite high comparing to the gray hydrogen that is produced from the fossil resources. And another way to produce green hydrogen is this way, a photoelectrochemical system. In this case, the electrode is immersed in an aqueous solution and directly irradiated by sunlight. This is a so-called Honda Fujishima effect, which was also developed by Japanese researchers. But and this system is also relatively easy to get a good efficiency. However, this system is, the problem of this system is to scaling up. That is a challenge. And today I'd like to introduce our approaches, that is the particulate photocatalyst system. In this case, only that photocatalyst powder is immersed in an aqueous solution and then just irradiate by sunlight. Then we can get a hydrogen and oxygen mixture. And in this case, the scale up is relatively easy. However, that's, of course, the high efficiency is relatively difficult. So we consider that this method has a possibility to produce a very low-cost hydrogen. Here I show that the various kind of photocatalytic particles which has been developed by our group. They are all of these photocatalysts are possible to be applicable for overall water splitting reaction. This white-colored powder is a strontium titanate, is an ultraviolet light responsive photocatalyst, and other colored powders are actually visible light responsive photocatalysts. Then, after we developed this type of photocatalyst, we actually use these particulate photocatalysts in two different ways. That is one step over water splitting reaction. In this case, both hydrogen and oxygen evolution takes place on the same type of photocatalyst. And another approach is, the two-step or so-called Z-scheme type water splitting reaction. In this case, we use two different types of photocatalysts. One is for oxygen evolution, another one is for hydrogen evolution. And these two photocatalysts are connected by so-called redox shuttle, or in some cases, we connect by solid electron conductor. This kind of research work is actually developed in a laboratory. After that, we take this kind of photocatalyst to the outdoor, then to make a photocatalyst sheet, and also we construct a water splitting panel. And this research work is actually to apply for a practical system. And this work is actually a large-scale implementation in outdoors. And here I show that one of the typical examples of the visible light responsive photocatalyst, galvanized zinc oxide solid solution. This yellow-colored powder, this one. And this is a SEM image of these particles. This is a 1 micrometer scale bar, and the particle size is about a few hundred nanometers. Then, if we use this type of photocatalyst, this is a little bit, TI is a little bit strange, but in any case, under visible light irradiation, this type of photocatalyst can involve both hydrogen and oxygen in 2:1 ratio. Actually, this is a world first single-step visible light responsive water splitting photocatalyst. And after we develop this type of particulate photocatalyst, we like to extend this type of photocatalyst for large area to produce a green hydrogen on a large scale. And probably the most straightforward way is to develop this type of water splitting panel. In this case, that we need to fix our particulate photocatalyst, so that we have to develop the water splitting panel, and then we need to develop the photocatalyst sheet. And here I show that the strontium titanate-based photocatalyst. This is a history of the development of this strontium titanate-based photocatalyst. I don't get into detail, but this last one, the most recently developed photocatalyst, achieves the apparent quantum is more than 90% at 365 nanometers. This is extremely high quantum efficiency for water splitting reaction. And then this material's particle size is, as shown here, that particle size is about a few hundred nanometers. Then amount of the doped aluminum is about 0.1 atomic percent. And then we make a photocatalyst sheet. The preparation procedure of this photocatalyst sheet is very easy. At first, we prepare the active photocatalyst, and then we mix this with a nano size of silica in an aqueous solution. Then just spray coating on a glass plate. Then we put the in this. Sorry. Okay. We put this photocatalyst sheet in a. Sorry. In a 500 milliliter beaker. This is just filled with distilled water. And then if we put this beaker under sunlight, or if we irradiate it by solar simulator, you can get this kind of bubbles coming out. This is the bubbles of hydrogen and oxygen exactly in 2:1 ratio, which is included in sunlight. Then, using this water splitting photocatalyst sheet, we construct this kind of water splitting panel. In this case, we irradiate it by UV LED at 365 nanometer. I hope that you can see that the small bubble is going up and then go outside through this gas outlet. In this case, the thickness of the water layer is only 0.1 millimeter. And then the water splitting reaction proceeds very effectively. So that means that the 100 micrometer thickness of water layer is enough to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Then we use this type of water splitting panel to construct 100 square meter prototype solar hydrogen production system. And I think that here there is a small here. And then on top of this, there is a, not really working. Oops. Okay. Here there is a flat places like this one. Then we actually use 1,600 units of the water splitting panel to cover 100 square meters. In addition to that, here we have a gas separation unit, which includes the hydrogen separation membrane. And this is the world's largest photocatalytic green hydrogen production system, even now. And then this is evolving hydrogen and oxygen from these systems at the beginning of the in the beginning of the fall at September 30th. In this particular case, about 3.7 liter per minute of hydrogen and oxygen evolution takes place. Then here I show that our image of future implementation of this new technology into the real world. And then we like to make one unit of this type of systems to be 1,000 square meters, 100 hectares. That is 100 times larger than our pilot scale systems. And then in this area, we have only one gas separation unit. If we like to extend this kind of system to the 1 square kilometer, we just numbering up this unit to 100. And then at the very beginning stage, we like to develop solar energy conversion efficiency, solar STH value of about 5%. This is the value that our collaborating industry people evaluated to commercialize this new technology. Then we are now trying to construct some more new, larger systems, as shown here. And this is actually this Aqua Regeneration Institute the project, and then we are now collaborating with industry and academia and the government. And this is especially being developed with the Ida City and the Matsumoto City and Shinshu University. And then here, this is SPAD at the Ida City, Nagano Prefecture, and this area is 5,500 square meter land. There we are now constructing about 3,000 square meters hydrogen production system. This is a much bigger and almost a practical system. Then the question is that, is it really possible to achieve the SH value of 5%? And here I show that photocatalyst, which can split water into hydrogen and oxygen. These circles shows the one-step over water splitting system, and this triangle shows the two-step or so-called G-scheme water splitting system. This vertical axis shows the apparent quantum rate in a logarithmic scale. This horizontal scale shows the absorption age of our photocatalyst. And this dotted curve shows the STH value equals to 5%. So if we like to go beyond the STH value 5%, we have to get into this region. If we like to get into the more than 10% STH value, we need to get into this region. And these data are more than 10 years ago. And right now that we have been developed one-step over water splitting systems like this one. And for this scheme over water splitting system, we have been developing like this one. As you see, but we have not yet get into this region. The question is that, is it really possible to achieve such a high efficiency photocatalyst? Actually, we can evaluate the theoretical limit of this one-step over water splitting system. And the result is like as shown here. For example, if we use BSTON photocatalyst, barium strontium tantalum oxide nitride, in this case, we can achieve about 17% STH values. And then if we use a barium tantalum oxide nitride, that is almost 20%. That means that theoretically it is possible to improve the efficiency of this one-step over water splitting system to this region. Actually, we have achieved almost 100% STH AQI value, but we started around from here, then it's improved to this one around here. It took about 40 years. After that, once we improved the property of this aluminum strontium titanate, we improve the efficiency from here to here. It takes less than 1 year. That means that once we develop that, we understand how to improve the property of the photocatalyst, it is not so difficult to improve that efficiency much more. So at present, we are now focusing our effort to achieve the STH value of more than 5% within a few years. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Professor Domen, for your very inspiring presentation. We had the opportunity to observe the initiative to produce green hydrogen using solar energy and water. And this technology is currently being aware of the various academics and also government officials and so forth, because this technology can reduce the greenhouse gas emission, and also which may be reducing some climate change impact here in Matsumoto and globally. So next is panel discussion. So now I'll be changing venue, so please bear with us. Okay, so we'll move on to the panel discussion. Okay, so this discussion will explore the theme, the saving Earth through science and technology in greater depth. The facilitator is Ms. Yoko Kamimura. She is Executive Vice President and Chief Evangelist at the Sandret Corporation, driving open innovation and cross-sector collaboration. She connects society and technology and also focusing on space technology and community building, and serve as on the Science Agora Steering Committee. Welcome, Ms. Kamimura. And also the panelists, other panelists, Professor Katsuya Teshima and Professor Kazunari Domen, who just gave us their keynote speeches. Welcome. And also we'd like to invite the Dr. Adam O. Karia. Dr. Karia is the Rector and the CEO of the Tanzania Water Institute, and a distinguished professor in Rwanda with an advanced degree in leadership, business, IT, and engineering. He specializes in water management, leadership, and the strategic planning in both development and emergency contexts. And now the discussion will be held in both Japanese and English. So Ms. Kamimura, please proceed. The floor is yours.
はい。マイク入ってますかね。入ってますか。はい。すいません。ではここ
So
から
thank you very much. And
日本語で
from
い
here,
ただくんですけれど
I would like to proceed in Japanese. So I hope you are hearing the English translation.
じゃあちょっと冒頭の少しところの方
So I'd like to give you a brief introduction for this session.
このパネルセッションではですね
So in this panel
世界
session,
が取り組んでいる革新的
we
な
will be looking
世
at
界実装についてを
the social implementation of research that is being done here at the Shinshu University. And we have just heard, but even in 2030, 2 billion people will not be able to gain access to safe drinking water, and 3 billion have no access to safe sanitary facilities. So, and about 1/3 of the SDGs, we are quite behind. So we have climate issues, energy issues, which are threatening humankind. So in order to resolve this very complex issue, of course, we have to use the power of science. And also, in order to link this to society, it's not just the scientists that we need, but we need to link the scientists with people around them, other stakeholders, which means companies, governments, and also next generation young people like the junior high school students that are here. We need to have co-creation together with all these stakeholders. And so, for the SDGs and also for beyond SDGs, how do we link the technology that we have? So we have Dr. Domen, we have Dr. Teshima, and also we heard about the demonstration in Tanzania. And so from Tanzania, we have Dr. Karia. So once again, if I may go through a brief introduction before I hand over the microphone to Dr. Karia. So Dr. Domen, as we've just heard, is using solar light and water in order to create hydrogen energy through artificial photosynthesis. He's a world leading pioneer, and he has created the photocatalyst panel demonstration, which is the largest in the world here in Nagano Prefecture. And in this process, it's really a green hydrogen, no CO2 emission, and he's trying to revolutionize the energy world. And also, Dr. Teshima has created the Shindai crystal, a crystal designed through the flux method. And so dirty water that contains hazardous items, substances, would be purified using this magic crystal. And it doesn't use electricity for the water purification. And as was introduced, I myself have moved from Tokyo to Nagano, and I'm trying to link science with society. I want to accelerate this move, and therefore I'm trying to create communities, and also I'm trying to bring space technologies for social implementation. So from space, we can see the risk of climate change very clearly. And for global issues, we have to bring together wisdom from all kinds of sectors. And in this session, we will first hear from the Rector and CEO of Water Institute of Tanzania. I'd like to ask Dr. Karia to give us your self-introduction and also talk a little bit about Tanzania, the country itself. So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Yoko. A very good evening for everybody here. Distinguished delegates, I'm happy to be here with you, and I give congratulations to Donen and Teshima for their good presentation. I'm Adam Karia, the rector, as it is introduced. I'm a rector of the Water Institute in Tanzania, but also I'm a distinguished professor working for water management and governance. My presentation will be just very short because we expect to get a lot of questions from your side. But however, I'll need you to understand a bit about Tanzania. Tanzania is a bit far from here, more than 11 kilometers away, and it is in the African continent. The size is bigger than here. It's over 945 kilometer square, so Tanzania country is bigger. And Africa itself, it has over 45 countries. So we are in the East Africa, bordered by Kenya and Uganda. And you see this country is one of the famous in the tourism issues. But then I'm a counterpart to Professor Teshima, working for water quality issues, and in fact, the problem or challenge for fluoride. And as you can see, the country itself, led by our president, His Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, who is the president of the United Republic of Tanzania currently. And next. Yeah, the Water Institute itself, next. The Water Institute itself has been mandated to oversee all the training, research, and consultants in the water sector in our country. So in Tanzania, there is only one Water Institute mandated for that. I'm not saying that the water issues or training are not given by other organizations or training institutes, but this is the main institute for all training, research, and consultants about water. So this is about water engineering, consultancies, water management, etc., etc. The institute is now providing training from basic level to the master's degree. And we are trying with the MOU we have with Shinshu University to make sure that we have program together, exchange program together, which can be in a PhD level or master's level in the area of science and engineering. Next. As you can see, as I said, Water Institute mandate has been given by the United Republic of Tanzania. And in fact, I myself, for making it more attention, I've been appointed by the United Republic of Tanzania president to make sure that the agenda of training water experts is really given a big attention. Next. These are some of the innovation that we have done in the issue of fluoride removal. So at the household level, we use bone char, and we expect a combination of our technology and combination from my friend here, we shall be having a good hybrid kind of results for the society. Our institute also has been able to manufacture the automated the ATM for water, so it is easy and simple and low cost for person or students in the hospital sites also to get water in a very low price. We have also a good relationship with OTA AD, Plasco, IG, UNESCO, Shinshu University, and others. Next. The intervention of water quality issues. There is a lot, next level. There is a lot. We know you have heard about Professor Teshima, but I tell you, we have big and great problem for fluoride. Dr. Teshima, if you get time, and also Ms. Usawa, go to their office and you can ask them. They have been in Arusha. They saw how the situation is very bad. So we are trying, because at least 10 regions in Tanzania, they have affected with the fluoride issues. And population of about 15 to 20 million are exposed to the effect of fluoride. And the fluoride deforms the human being. You can be deformed and you can be useless when it is really affected you much. And the effort now we are doing is to make sure that we implement the MOU with Shinshu University to eradicate the fluoride, the excessive fluoride in Tanzania, but starting in Arusha, but we have many places like you see, but also if it will be possible out of Tanzania, because our neighbors like Kenya, Ethiopia are also affected to this. So we need science to go and find, to be a solution to the society. Next. These are some of the technology, basic technology we are doing from the indigenous kind level, but now very improved. The left side you see is what we are doing in consultation with the Korean team, but here we have also our bond chair designed by the Water Institute itself, that we are burning the bonds and we get the bond char. And the bond char, we add the activated carbon to the water, and the result has been very well. Next. We have future strategic plans and challenges. As you can see, the nationwide collection of system for fluoride and non-fluoritic areas, industrial facilities, mass population, but also we have developed a comprehensive wash and drying facilities. We establish efficient packaging system and continuous monitoring and technology updates based on the field, like the experience we have from Professor Teshima. We have current challenges, limitation of funding for research, equipment upgrade needs, community awareness, population capacity, of course, going higher, and needs for water supply is also very higher. And support of Tanzanian. Now the fluoride has been really giving a challenge, big challenge to many of the people. So we need to work it together instead of only Water Institute. Next. You can find here at the middle, I was me and the Korean guy, the Dr. Lung. We entered to an MOU, but also I with Professor Teshima, we had also the MOU, which we are now implementing it to make sure that we do a lot of issues to alleviate the current situation that the Tanzanians are facing, but also some of the countries are also facing. Next. Thank you very much for this, but I need you to go through the coming clip video, short one, so that you can understand much about our country and some of the issues, but also to understand very well the Water Institute, which is a partner of Shinshu University currently. Please, you are welcome. Go next.
Water Institute Tanzania, champion in water resources management. Water is life. In Tanzania, where millions depend on clean, safe water for survival and development, one institution has been leading the charge for over 5 decades. This is the story of the Water Institute Tanzania, a beacon of hope in the quest for universal water security. Established in 1974 as the Water Resources Institute, the Water Institute Tanzania has been at the forefront of developing water expertise for the nation, operating as a government executive agency under the Ministry of Water. The Institute has expanded its reach across the country through strategic campus locations. With its main campus in Ubungo and satellite campuses, including Singida and the specialized Arusha campus in Ngurudoro, the Water Institute serves as Tanzania's premier institution for water education, research, and innovation. The Institute's mission is clear: to develop and provide expertise required in the water sector through training, consultancy, and research under the policy guidelines of the Ministry of Water. From diploma to master's degree programs to advanced research initiatives, the Institute offers comprehensive water management education, producing skilled technicians, engineers, and researchers who tackle Tanzania's most pressing water challenges. The Water Institute's campuses offer specialized training programs ranging from water supply and sanitation, engineering to environmental management and water quality analysis. Students gain hands-on experience through state-of-the-art laboratories and field research projects. The Singida campus focuses training in diploma level, while the Ngurudoro campus in Arusha has become a hub for addressing the unique water quality issues affecting the country. Through consultancy services and technical assistance, The Institute directly supports communities and government initiatives nationwide. At the Arusha campus, Ingerdoro, cutting-edge water quality research takes center stage. Here, dedicated researchers investigate innovative solutions to complex water contamination challenges, employing advanced analytical techniques and developing sustainable treatment methods. The research programs encompass water quality assessment, contaminant removal technologies including fluoride and sustainable water treatment systems. Through rigorous scientific investigation, the team at Ingerdoro contributes valuable knowledge to both local solutions and international water science literature. Innovation drives progress at the Water Institute. Currently, groundbreaking efforts are underway to establish a new bone char production kill through collaboration with Japanese partners. This initiative represents a significant advancement in local production of effective water treatment materials. Bone char, known for its excellent fluoride removal properties, will be produced locally, reducing costs and increasing accessibility for communities affected by water contamination. This Japanese-Tanzanian partnership exemplifies international cooperation in addressing water challenges. In Arusha region, elevated fluoride levels in groundwater present a significant public health challenge, with contamination ranging between 5 and 30 milligrams per liter, far exceeding safe levels. The regions most affected include Arusha, with very high occurrence of dental fluorosis reported among 83% of adults. The Water Institute has forged strategic partnerships with institutions like Shinshu University and other international stakeholders to combat this challenge. Through collaborative research and technology transfer, innovative defluoridation solutions are being developed and implemented. These partnerships bring together expertise from multiple countries, combining local knowledge with international best practices to create sustainable solutions for fluoride removal. For 50 years, the Water Institute Tanzania has stood as a pillar of excellence in water education and research. Through its campuses in Singida, Arusha, and beyond, the Institute continues to pioneer solutions that transform lives and build a water-secure future for Tanzania. Water Institute Tanzania, where expertise flows into action and every drop counts toward a better tomorrow. We are inviting all stakeholders to collaborate with Hazin Water Management. We are warmly inviting all to participate in 21st World Lake Conference, hosted by Water Institute, Tanzania in 2027.
Thank you, Dr. Karia. ありがとうございます。
So thank you
で
very
はここ
much.
からは少しいくつか
So
質
first,
問を皆さんに投げていきたくてですね、
have
ちょっと
several
先生たち
questions
にもお話を聞きたいな
that
と思います。
we would like to ask all three panelists. The first question
こちらです。
is
ま
this.
さにですね、今水素エネルギーを生み出すっていうことが
Hydrogen energy and also water purification, we are seeing these being demonstrated in actual society. But in order to accelerate this, so that we can accelerate the resolution of issues, I believe a collaboration with all kinds of sectors is necessary. So in addressing social implementation, a collaboration with partners outside of universities, in each of your countries or in each of your local communities, what do you see as the biggest challenge? And I forgot to explain about Slido. While you are thinking about the answers, this is just one thing I forgot to introduce. Today, people here at this venue, you will be able to raise your hand and ask questions later on. But people joining us online, we have this Slido tool that you can utilize to send in your question. Just read in this QR code or search for this. You will be able to enter a Slido room where you can actually send in your questions. And if you agree on a question, you can press a button to show that you agree, and that would send the question up to a higher priority. So, collaboration. I'd like to ask Dr. Domen for your answer. So, collaborating with people outside of the university sector, what kind of collaboration do you think is necessary? Because there are people from many different sectors today. So can I answer in Japanese? So we are still in the research and development phase, and we are trying to socially implement this in the near future. So we are at that stage, and at that stage, universities, the government, national government, not just that, but we need to have private companies in this collaboration. One other thing, we are handling hydrogen. Maybe you don't want to remember, but we had a hydrogen explosion at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. So there is this fear or worry about the safety of using hydrogen among citizens. So we also need to be careful in our research, and we are doing that. And we are also mindful about how people perceive hydrogen, because it's a very important energy source going toward the future. So the general public, especially the young people, we want to make sure that they understand about the nature of hydrogen. But in the end, of course, it has to be economically feasible. So natural gas, oil, the energy sources that we use today, compared to that, it has to be about the same cost. So green hydrogen should be made from water at a similar cost, and together with companies, we are working together, not just here in Japan, right now in the United States, Australia, and China, and also countries in the Middle East, where you have strong sunlight beating down, and we want to have a research collaboration with such stakeholders. So thank you very much. So there are several different types of energy sources and hydrogen energy. First of all, we need people to understand hydrogen energy and become interested in this. And you are using sunlight and water only. So you need a place where you have strong sunlight, like the Middle East. I believe that would be a focus area. So focusing on this issue and also having citizens and private sectors become interested in this, and that would lead to new actions and movements. And next, I'd like to move on to ask you two questions. That was about hydrogen energy.
Now let's talk about water purification. Both of you are involved in water, and you have collaborations with non-academic partners as well. So Teshima Sensei, what kind of partner would you like to see? Well, today in the audience, there are many young people. It's very important. It's very important to see behavioral change, which is a key word. What I mean by this is that in Japan, how many of you are seriously thinking about energy issues, hydrogen energy? Take the ownership of the issues that we are faced with. Earlier, Professor Domen said in his presentation, when we have a disaster, we understand the importance of water and energy. But in normal times, we do not notice how the energy is important to us, how important the water is. Especially in Shinshu area, we have rich water, abundant water resources, so it's very hard to notice how important the water resources are. But on the other hand, in Tanzania, there is the Ministry of Water, Water Resources, and there is Water Institute, which is the university that is dedicated to research and train water. So they take water as a very serious, important issue. The approach to water is completely different from ours. We have now intensified impact from climate change throughout the globe. So we have to take more ownership of water, take water as an important issue for us. So from the academics, we are trying to engage in multiple approaches. And citizens and government agencies, to what extent do they take this water issue seriously? So in that sense, the issues that people are faced with in the water sector, the water arch, the region has to take the leadership so that we can spread the knowledge and interest in water issues. We want to be the center and hub of that so that we'll be able to communicate water issues, encourage people to think more about water. Thank you. As Professor Domen said, there is a linkage to what he said. General public, how much they pay attention to the water issue. We take it granted if you turn the tap water, you simply get water. It's very easy. But as Rector Katsuya said, in other countries, it's not easy to have access to water. And you talked about behavioral change. Water is distributed unevenly. So Japan's water situation is completely different from other countries. So we have to take the attention to water issues, and in that sense, the Shinshu University can be a hub to communicate the importance of water problems. That was the message of Professor Teshima. Now, Rector Katsuya, Professor Katsuya, we are trying to implement the result of scientific research. There are many POCs, demonstrations are going on in various parts of the world. How can we involve not just academia, but other partners? How can we involve other parties to expand the possibility of social implementation?
Thank you. Real, as I have said, but now I can remind you one thing. You can have something you own. Unless that something you own is missing, you can know exactly its value. We have a situation where people, they don't have even 1 liter of water to drink in a day. And that will know exactly what I mean when we say water is valuable and very precious. I've been very happy to see my friend Domen. I was giving him a shaking hand. That this also, the effort and innovation he's doing is just part and parcel need to go together with what Professor Teshima is doing. For us, we are welcoming partners and stakeholders as much as we can. We need young people like students who are here to understand these issues before they faces to the challenges that we might face if we are not careful or if we are not joining hands together now. I believe with science, we can change the environment, we can change things. We can change also the behavior because we can have the direct showcase of the outcome of our research. And I welcome everybody here to join our hands for the efforts that we are doing. Professor Domen and Professor Teshima, all are doing a great job. That's why also we need to work together in Tanzania. It is Tanzania now, but we expect this will be amplified because, as I said, the Africa is having over 45 countries, but it's about 15 countries, they have this kind of challenges. And a lot of things has happened for us to be there. One being the war, the drought, which is, of course, is climate change issues. But now we are facing the situation here. It might be not here in Japan, but you need to work for your people in Tanzania and in Africa, because we are the one world, we are the one people. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。そうなんですよ
Thank you very
ね。
much. Yes, indeed.
私たちは今日本にいる。
We are here in Japan.
どこにあるかというと、地球
And where is Japan? It's just one part, one small part of the world.
いろいろな人間生き物がシェアをしているっていうことを
The planet is being shared by many people, many living creatures. 1 liter of water. It's so precious.
まあ先ほどの話とも何度もループするんですけれ
And
ども。
as was mentioned earlier, we take it for granted on a daily basis, but we need to understand we also need to have our eyes towards the future. Now, as I was asking the questions to these 3 people, I want to ask a second question, which is a bit more specific. So, in technology, we have these short-term implementations, but there are also long-term investments needed for example, deep tech. We need to have human talent as well as investments. So now, human talent is related to my next question. Investment. Dr. Kariya said that you needed the investment for research over 20 years, and because of that, in the 45 countries on the African continent, is now seeing a glimpse of water issues being resolved. So you have to pinpoint the issue and pinpoint your investment where it's needed, which means that you have to attract investment from the private sector and also from the government. So, maybe the interest of the citizens is also necessary. Is it a system for collaboration or in international collaboration? Do you need policy support? But in order to have more investment, what is it that you consider most important? What is it that you think you need most? So starting with Dr. Kariya, please.
So, to invite investment, what do we need to encourage investment? You can cite your own experiences. What can we do to improve and increase investment?
Yeah, basing on the question, it has been real. I'm real happy for the positive question for sure. If you look at it, now it seems like no interest, but what I'll tell you today, this can be also a business and very gaining money for those investors. For example, in the issue of climate change, there are issues of solid waste management can be also one aspect to reduce the hazards for water resources. You can have liquid waste management also as a project to reduce also hazards for the water resources and conservation efforts. So there is a lot to do to invest in, but also it can be real a business. So we can work as a partner with private companies, them to do business, but while they're elevating the difficulties or challenges that the society is facing.
ありがとうございます。このあたりは
Thank you.
実はおっしゃる通りで、あんまり
Exactly
今の
as you
研
said.
究の部分だけをフォーカスしていると、これをどうマネ
If
タイ
you
ズするか
just
というと
look
ころ
at
にも
research per se,
いきなりは目は
you would
つかないん
not
ですけれど
be
も、
able to think
今
about
地球
how
全
to
体で
monetize.
大きな課題
But if you
気候
look
変
at
動という
the
のは
whole
新しい
bigger
災
pictures,
害
including
や
climate
その水
change,
不足
climate change can cause intensive disasters and depleted water. There are multiple difficulties that could be caused. If you can provide impactful solutions, those solutions will be needed in multiple areas. So if you can solve one problem,
お金を出してでも解決してほしいということになるの
there will be other areas who need the same solution. So eventually this will be a viable business.
様々なセクターの方々
So in order to persuade this perspective, we have to invite the players in various sectors to pay attention and become interested.
質問をしてですね
So let me ask you the last question before we take questions from the audience as well as online participants.
最後の
So my last
問いなんですけれども
question
ま
to
さに
the
今日ですね
panelists.
会場には
But today in this venue,
もうジェネレーション Z アルファですかね。はい
you, Generation Z or Generation Alpha, many of you are in your teens, and you may think about the future energy. You might be the excellent researchers or businessmen, and you may be able to solve the future of other countries, including Tanzania. So I am interested how many of you thought about this event. What kind of future vision should we present? What kind of a talent development do you think is important to make the next generation want to take on challenges in this field, such as water technology, the possibility of water technology? As we face the issues, what messages would you want to convey to the young people, starting with Professor Domen, please? I believe young people are interested in various things. You may be interested in liberal art, you may be interested in science, you may want to become researchers. So for many of you, young people, by being engaged in research, first of all, you have to enjoy the research. And at the same time, you can think how the research can contribute to improving the society. That's an important message. And if you look at the global problems like energy problem and climate change, these are so large, we will not be able to solve them in 5 years or 10 years. It will take decades to solve these global issues, which means that many of you who are here today will have to be engaged in research and development to solve them. We're hoping to present you attractive ideas, attractive training opportunities. So I think that is one role the education can play.
Thank you very much. Before listening to your lecture, Professor Domen, about the hydrogen energy and photocatalyst, I have heard that you have invested 40 years of your life in research. So it is based on and built up on the 40-year research carried out by yourself and other researchers to create hydrogen using just solar and also water. And the next generation people will have to get involved as well to bring that into society. I believe that's the message that I hear from what you say. So 40-year research by many researchers go all into this innovation. Now, So if, once again, I'd like to ask you for your message for the next generation. How can you get young people interested in the water issue? Your message to the young generation, please. Well, first, I think being creative. I always show a picture of a donkey carrying a tank of water in the middle of a desert, and I ask people, what do you think? And Dr. Kariya said something very important, which is linking to business. Right now, we are relying on donation in our activities in Africa. So then this donkey carrying out water, where there's no infrastructure, if we want to supply water, people who pay for water but are not drinking, how can they get access to clean water? We can just turn the tap and we get water. Yes, we are paying for that water. But I think the environment is totally different in Africa. So then what kind of solution should be proposed so that safe and clean water will become accessible to many people? So creating technology for clean water in the academic world, it's now easier to do, not just here in Japan, but in other countries as well. So then, if that is to become a solution, we need to be creative and we need to spread our imagination so that we can really bring that technology to become a solution. So what solution is the right one? Maybe there's not one right answer, but you have to think and take action to find that answer. And as Professor Domen said, the global environmental issues is a really imminent issue, but it's going to be a long-term issue. So what kind of imagination can be spread and what kind of creation will lead to the solution is my message to you. So yes, that keyword, I think that provided a lot of hints. So here in Japan, you just turn the tap and you get water. And that's because of a system that was built by many scientists and many people developing these technologies. But in areas where donkeys must carry water on their backs, can we have a water supply system with a water tap like Japan? And Shindai crystal is the magic crystal that creates drinkable water. You have made that. So this magic crystal, how do you bring that to the people in Africa? I believe you have to imagine how to do that and be creative in doing that. So how do you do that? How do you come up with ideas to make that possible? Is probably going to come out of collaboration. So now, Dr. Kariya, I'd like to ask you for one word before going on to some questions that we received on Slido and also people here in the room. Maybe we can just take up one question, but Dr. Kariya, please, your message to the young generation.
Thank you once again. In fact, the young generation, I believe they're all looking forward to see the better world to live. And one secret I give you, there will not be a better world to live if there will be no water. Water will be number one agenda. You take it as number one agenda from now. You have your time, try to do whatever small and big effort you can to make sure that our environment are preserved, our environment are conserved, and we have the better tomorrow, better future for this world. And you can look here as a Japanese in Japan, but look forward for other continents. They need you. They need your service. They need your expertise. As I said before, This is a world, is for ours, is our world together. Where we're one people, one should work for one another. Together we can. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。素晴らしい。素敵にまとめ
Thank
ていた
you.
だい
It's
て。
a beautiful
本当にそうですね
summary.
水はすべての本当に
True.
我々のエッ
Water
センスなんで
is
すよね。
really the
人間も
essence
そうなんですけ
for
ど、
our
すべて
living.
の生き物、
For
皆さんが飼ってる
humans,
ペットも
as
そう
well
で
as
すし、
all of the
山
animals,
の中で
the
見る
pets
皆
that
さん
you
もそうで
keep,
すけれども、すべて
and
の生き
squirrels
物
in the
の
mountains, all the living
食食もそう
things,
ですけれど
and
も、
plants
そこは
as
やは
well.
り水。で、このやは
The
り
core of the
再
whole
開
world
して私
is
たちがどのよう
water.
にやっぱりこう
And
こ
for
れから
this central
考え
issue,
てい
water,
くかっていうところ
how
が
are we
未
going
来
to
の
approach
課題
this?
というところで、
So
みんなの
this
コラボレーシ
question
ョンによって この課題を
requires us to
解決してい
collaborate
くかなというところで
and
す。
solve together.
じゃあちょっとですね、もうお時間終了ですね、
Since
5分ほどなんですけれども、
we have
会場の
only 5 more
特
minutes
に若手の皆さんか
before
ら
we
質
close,
問
I'd
い
like
た
to
だきたいなと思
invite
っておりま
the
して
people in the audience, especially
どな
young
た
people, to ask a
質問
question.
ある方
Who would like to
若手と言
ask
った方
a
ちょっと
question? I
心の
said
声を上げて
young
もらったかも
people.
しれないです
It
けど、
would be
すいません、ここは
difficult
ちょ
to
っと
announce to
若い
raise your hands, but I'd like to give opportunity to young people to ask a question. This is a great opportunity.
いいですか。お、はい、お願いします。
Yes, please.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
水はさまざまな可能性を秘めている上、
Water has a lot of possibilities, and water is essential to us humans. But living here in Japan, we are not exposed to this human resources problem. But in order for us to protect water resources, we need to be aware of the water problems. What can we do to encourage people pay attention? I always say action. For water resources, whatever you can do, take actions. The low-hanging, easiest thing, maybe you can consume less water. That is a small action. But what is important is to be aware of your action. So it's not just water. In our daily living lives, there are multiple actions that you can take to contribute. So take a very small step, that is changing 0 to 1, which is going to be a major impact. So think of what actions you can take.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
アクション、そうですね。この身近なアクションというのは
Taking
本当にいろいろあると思います。
actions,
あとはこう
easy
我々が節
actions.
約
There are
する
many
みたいな
actions we
ところだ
can
けではなく、
take. It's not
それこ
just
そ本当にいろいろな
consuming less,
生み出すみたいなもの、
saving.
水にするとか、
We
使え
can
る水にするっていう
generate
ことも
water, drinking water, useful water. This requires technical development and innovation. So you can be aware of that. And if you look at the questions in Slido, I'd like to take one that is supported by many. It says that general public think science is very difficult. Do you have any specific things that you do to make science easy to understand to general public? Science is regarded as aloof, distant, but how can you make it understandable?
When I speak to many people, they say that it sounded interesting, but I didn't understand. So trying to explain it in an easy-to-understand way, I am trying to make effort. However, how far do you try to simplify the explanation? For young people like yourselves, I think they understand quite well. And especially the young people need to understand, or else future of Japan, not just Japan, but the future of the world. As it develops with science and technology, it's going to become difficult. So I reflect on myself, and I will try to explain in an easy to understand way. Well, thank you. I think that you are struggling trying to communicate on a daily basis, but your lecture on your research and development, yes, I'm not an expert, so I didn't understand, but making something without electricity, because we make things using electricity, we are used to that, but electricity, how is that made to begin with? If we try to start thinking about that, using nature for making natural things, I was really surprised when I heard about your work, and it made me feel I wanted to know more. So each and every development in the world of science, what kind of magic will it create? I think that's what we need to imagine and try to understand. So imagination is also a key word. And Professor Teshima had cited Dr. Kariya's words, mountains cannot face mountains, but people can meet people. Yes, indeed. We know that, but it's really a significant word, because nature, well, maybe nature does move, but we can be mobile. And by us acting and moving, we might destroy the planet, but we can also save the planet. And we may make our lives more rich and affluent and enjoyable. So we need to notice these small things and take actions. And mountains may not be able to meet mountains, but if it becomes a rich and beautiful mountain, we will be able to develop things further. So I think we can collaborate in that area as well. So with that, I would like to wrap up this session. So starting today, I hope that you can change the way you handle water and think about water. And with that, I would like to end this session. Thank you very much once again.
Yeah, Ms. Kamimura, Professor Domen, Professor Teshima, and Dr. Kariya, thank you very much for a very good, lively discussion. And then also the participants here and via Zoom, thank you very much for your time to join us. And then this concludes the entire Science Summit Shinshu University session. And the recording will be available later on Shinshu University YouTube channel. And today we presented how Shinshu University's innovative aqua regeneration technology can contribute to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. The event marked a significant step forward in shaping our future initiative and informing the next global strategy for sustainable development. And once again, we sincerely thank everyone who joined us, both in person and online. Thank you.